Welcome to Fight News Now. My name is John Pollock, and this is your one-stop shop for everything happening in mixed martial arts. We're going to get you set for the UFC's return to Japan this weekend. We've also got Mike Tyson, Ronda Rousey, Uriah Faber, and Miles Jury stopping by the program. John Ramdine and Robin Black are set for 3 rounds, and Robin will be getting set for his final fight this coming weekend for King of the Cage Canada. But we start off, as we always do, with this week's newsmakers. The UFC will return to one of the most historic venues for mixed martial arts fans at the Saitama Super Arena for Fight Night 52 this weekend, and are coming back with a battle of heavyweights as Mark Hunt is back opposite Roy Nelson in the octagon. It's a wide open weight class, and both are looking to punch their ticket into contender status.
This weekend's main event, pitting Roy Nelson against Mark Hunt, has long been a dream fight for many fans of the UFC. Not only are they 2 of the hardest hitting heavyweights in the promotion,
continuing to smash uppercut. Look at that. Wow.
But they are also known for having 2 of the best chins.
Oh, he hurt him. Big time.
Making this one a lock for one of the night's bonuses. In his last outing, Roy Nelson took on BJJ legend Antonio Rodrigo Nogueira in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu mecca of Abu Dhabi. While the opportunity was there for Big Country to show off his grappling chops, this one wouldn't make it to the ground.
Good job, Roy. This could be it. Roy does a beautiful job of. That's going to be it. It is indeed. Adonis Stevenson and Roy Nelson has knocked out a legend.
With the heavyweight division wide open, Nelson gave a characteristic response to who he'd like to face next.
You know what? I always want to fight for the belt. I don't really care. Just let me just start right there. I'll work my way backwards.
Unfortunately for Big Country, the champ is occupied with Fabrizio Verdun. So instead he'll face Mark Hunt, whose last outing didn't go quite as smoothly as Nelson's. Fighting in his adopted country of Australia, the Super Samoan was facing a giant in Bigfoot Silva. Throughout the bout, Hunt showed flashes of his devastating power, as well as his iron chin.
And Mark Hunt's chin is holding up, but Bigfoot continues to land. Oh, and that one opened him up.
Despite the violence inside the cage, the bout would go the full 5 rounds, ending in a majority draw, and leaving Hunt on the shelf up until now. Will Nelson land his big right hand and add Hunt to his list of first-round knockouts? Or will the Super Samoan notch another win in the land of the rising sun?
Also returning to action this weekend will be former Pride lightweight champion Takanori Gomi, as he will be in tough with undefeated lightweight Miles Jury. And we spoke to Jury as he looks to continue his rise in the UFC's lightweight ranks and build on his win over Diego Sanchez earlier this year, and keeping his undefeated pro record intact against the former champion.
As an individual coming into the gym every day and seeing guys like Dominic Cruz, Michael Chandler, Phil Davis, Jeremy Stevens, all these guys that are higher up in my career to myself, where I want to be. I want to be a champion one day, and having them every day in the gym, it just makes me work harder. It makes me feel like I'm in the right place and I'm doing the right things that needs to be done to become the best in the world. Like after this last fight, 2 things that I felt like I wanted to work on before the next fight was getting stronger, getting more athletic, and working on my jiu-jitsu with Neil, Coach Neil, and my coaches agreed. So it's like I kind of give them my 2 cents. That's what it's about. The coaches aren't going to get a feel for me unless I'm telling them how I'm feeling honestly. Like, hey, I need to work on this, or hey, I feel great and I don't feel like I need to work on anything, and they gotta be like, hey, calm down. We need to do this. So it's just being honest with the coaches. Having a great relationship.
The UFC was hopeful of having Uriah Faber compete on this card, but a rib injury took Faber out of this weekend's show and his fight with Masanori Kanehara. In to replace Faber is fellow bantamweight Alex Caceres, who Faber beat back in July at UFC 175. When our crew was in Sacramento, they chatted with Faber about Alex Caceres, who has shown notable improvement since his time in the Ultimate Fighter House in 2010.
In my opinion, he was on a 6-fight win streak. He had like a disqualification because of marijuana testing, which would have made him a 5-fight winning streak, and then he lost the fight by a decision, which I thought he won. So in my opinion, this guy's at the highest level, with a 6-fight win streak in my mind, and no fight's easy, man. And I went in there, and sometimes you make things look easy. I don't think I made that look easy. I mean, I was dominant in the fight, but the guy's going to be good. He's going to be very good. He's got a great mentality. You see his energy, that's real energy, where he's smiling, having a good time.
UFC Women's Bantamweight champion Ronda Rousey was in Brazil this past weekend for the Fight Night card. Prior to the show, Rousey spoke to members of the media about who she would like to fight next, with a number of options surfacing, but no definite answer as to when, where, or whom Rousey will be fighting in her next outing.
To be honest, I think that the two fights that I would like the most are either Gina Carano or Kat Zingano, because I know she's recovering, and I talked to her personally, and I promised her, I was like, one day we are going to have the title fight that you deserve. I'm going to beat you, but we're going to have it. And she's had a very, very rough year, and I think that that's exactly what she would need, and I'm happy to provide that experience.
Mike Tyson made a big splash in Toronto last week ahead of his one-man show, The Undisputed Truth. Tyson stopped by our Fight Network studios for an extended chat and began to discuss his passion that has developed for mixed martial arts, and spoke to Fight Network about the growth of the sport.
That's so when it first started, we had Dan Severn and all those guys and Kim Shamrock. You know, you never think something like that's going to happen. But then when you see it happen, the first blow thrown or the first slam or the first kick, you're like, whoa, come in here, check this out. You're telling me, yo, did you see this? Put on it right now. And it was just, that was just good stuff. Maybe it was just good entertainment, or maybe it just was my mentality. And you really can't explain, but you just wanted people, yo, did you check that? Did you see what somebody did the last time in the fight? You haven't been watching that? That's what you said. You haven't watched that? Yo, look, you call UFC, watch this guy named such and such. Watch this guy, Gracie, because Gracie was the guy when it first came on. How did he do this? You know, and I've heard about Gracie, but when they had it, when they showcased him on television, then that was a whole different animal.
Who are some of the guys that you watch now? Who excites you? Obviously, Fedor's retired, but we'll talk about Fedor.
Jones, he's the best.
What about John Jones?
Bones Jones, he's just the best fighter. You know, he just his discipline, his concentration, his desire to win. He's just at the top of his game. He's not even 30 yet, I believe. He's just a young kid at the top of his game, and it's just his day right now. It's all about him right now as far as fighting. You know, he's the man of the hour. You know, there's other guys that are sensational too, but he's just the man of the hour.
Current NABF light heavyweight champion Jean Pascal has his eyes set on Adonis Stevenson for his next fight. Recently, our own boxing analyst Corey Erdman was in Las Vegas to catch up with Pascal, as well as former light heavyweight king Roy Jones Jr., who discusses why Pascal versus Stevenson should be happening.
Now, in the news right now, we've all seen you calling out Adonis Stevenson. Where are we at with that right now?
That boxer is running faster than Usain Bolt right now. He doesn't want to fight me at all. I don't know why, but I wonder why.
I mean, it seems like, almost personal between you two, but I thought that you two were kind of friends before.
Actually, like that. Well, see, on my side, that's not personal. It's all about business, Adam Stevenson, I think he's a good guy, but he got my belt. He has my belt. I want my belt back, so that's why, I'm trying to chase him.
What seems to be the sticking point in the negotiations? Is it money on his side, or what is holding it up?
It's not about money. It's not about percentage. It's just he doesn't want to fight me. That's it.
Now, outside of your fighting career, I know you're still very close with Jean Pascal. What do you think about the potential fight between him and Adonis Stevenson?
It's a wonderful fight, a great fight for Canada, and I can't wait to see it happen if it does.
And finally, we send it back to Las Vegas, where Corey Erdman was on the scene for the Floyd Mayweather Jr. Marcos Maidana fight. And while wandering around the city, look who he caught up with.
Look at this, Dana White here at the Box Fan Expo. You are a true fan of boxing.
I am a fan of boxing, contrary to popular belief.
Who are you here to see right now? We just saw your meeting with Sergio Martinez.
I'm just here to cruise around, check it out, I love this shit, so I'm just here to, check it out.
Looking back historically, who are some of your favorite fighters that maybe you still to this day go back and watch?
Muhammad Ali, Tyson, Marvin Hagler. All the whole era of USA's Tuesday night fights. I used to watch, Kevin Kelly. The Kevin Kelly-Troy Dorsey fight is still one of my favorite fights ever.
Geez, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm a huge fan.
Should have been Fight of the Year in 1991.
I agree.
All right, Dana, we're going to let you get back to the expo. I really appreciate the time.
Thanks, bro.
And I'm here with John Ramdeen, and coming up next, it is 3 rounds with Ramdeen and Robin, and of course, the UFC returns to Japan. It's identical to Pride, with the exception that all the opponents knew who they were fighting well in advance. We have black gloves, drug testing, and it's in a cage.
Yeah, so it's nothing like Pride Fighting Championships, except for the killer main event. Mark Hunt, Roy Nelson, we're chatting about that, as well as the former Pride champion, the Fireball Kid, Takanori Gomi. Is he washed up? I say no, and I'll tell you why coming up.
Find out all the answers coming up on 3 rounds with John Ramdeen and Robin Black when we return on Fight News Now.